Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Kluedadon with Country Fan Mail Podcast. Got another episode coming to you today. Go ahead, tap in.
The died in the struggle. Love y'all.
Can we please have a moment of silence?
Walking howling at the moon soon as she came out. Once again, the time has arrived. Me and a pack go hunting for something that'll help this hunger subside. We come from the jungle, yeah. We had the rumble, yeah. Was it born no silver spoons? What you see is our hustle here. We come from the jungle, yeah. We had the rumble, yeah. Was it born no silver spoons? What you see is our hustle here. I wake up all day, get to it. Grind all night, get through it. Gotta get mine, gotta do it. No matter how tight, push through it.
What's good, everybody? Thank you for tapping in for another episode of Country Fan Mail Podcast. You already know how we do, where I have the most exclusive interviews with the newest up-and-coming artists. However, I don't always have new and up-and-coming artists on the show. Sometimes I have the opportunity, to speak to artists that have had such an impact in the game that is just, when you honestly think about it, and when you look at the resume and when you stack it up, it really makes you wonder, like, why have we not heard more about this? And that's what at least what I thought. That was the mindset that I had on it, because like I said, you're talking about monumental things that have changed the game, things that will continue to change the game, in my personal opinion. So like I said, having an opportunity to speak to some of those OGs every once in a while is definitely appreciated, especially for my audience, being that I mainly go toward those new and up and coming artists. So with that being said, if you like to if you like to support the channel, make sure that you hit that link in the bio. Go to my Patreon. I have 4 different subscriptions in which you can support the page, giving me the opportunity to speak to more of these dope artists. So without further ado, have a super talented cat coming on to the show right now. He is a former signee to Ill Will Records, as Nas' records, Ill Will Records. He has been dropping some heat, especially these last 3 singles that he's been dropping. One of the singles that you caught right there, The Jungle, that was on the promo, just dropped recently. I'm gonna bring this cat on without further ado before I keep on talking. let him finish eating his food for a second. The big homie FerQuan. What's good with you, G?
Thank you for having me, brother.
Already, man. I appreciate you coming on, man. I know you're busy, man. You got a lot of shit going on, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you having me, for real.
Already, man. So yeah, so first question I always ask everybody coming on to the show: what was the first song that you listened to when you woke up this morning?
Work, my record, because I was promoting it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Heartless, because I was promoting them.
Good shit. Okay, so tell me more about that record. Like, kind of go ahead and promote that record a little more, since we on it right now.
Work is the 3rd single off of my King Quan project, which is a double EP. You got one EP that's called Bars. You got another EP called Ballads. Those are the first 3. That's the 3rd single off of the ballad side.
Okay.
Personally, it goes into kind of what happened to me younger that kind of make me start hustling, things of that nature.
For sure.
And just just painting pictures of what's going on around us, man. And a lot of times what happens when a youngin is feeling like that, everybody around you getting money, you know what I'm saying? And you not. And it creates a monster, for real,
For sure. So yeah, so as far as your music now and the things that you find yourself like, your presence on social media and things that you're posting, you've been very vocal about the fact that, at one point in time you were in the street life, saying you dealt with some shit, you did some shit.
Yeah,
so
I can't hide it. Like, I can't hide it.
For sure.
Like, I can't hide it though. It's like, and I honestly feel like God kept me here for that purpose, to be honest with you. Like, how how could God bring me through all of that and I not share my testimony?
That's fast because kind of like for what was the purpose? For sure.
And I reminded to myself, I took so many chances and so many risks. For so many years, before and after the Just a Moment record came out.
Mm-hmm. Would you consider that like? Would you consider that like? I want to say Actually, I don't even want to ask that question like
Yeah.
that. I'm actually gonna let you explain it. What point in your career would you consider the Just a Moment record? Like, would you consider that just the beginning of your career? Like what where would you consider that?
Definitely my beginning of a professional music career. Not as an artist.
Got you.
Where I'm from, niggas don't make it. Let me just tell you, either one of them cities that I grew up in, Newport News, Virginia, Bridgeport, Connecticut, niggas don't really make it.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think that is though? What's up with that?
Demographic. Demographic. Demographic, because lack of industry. If nobody around your way ever had a record company and really took off,
Mm-hmm.
you don't even know. You don't have no clue.
Yeah. You got to travel out elsewhere, essentially.
And then you got to go through so much shit. While you doing that, it's wicked.
At what point was it for you that you felt like things started changing? Like, was it after you left, or was it while you were still there?
Mm-mm. When I came home from prison, it happened kind of quick. Nas heard my records, fucked with them, and from there, I mean, it was right before his album. I'm talking about next thing you know, not even 6 months, I'm in the Source and Double XL, but again, this is the power of press,
Mm-hmm.
chips, and the record. People heard the record, they serviced it, and it took off.
For sure.
Because Just a Moment came out like after he released his album. That wasn't his original single. That was his biggest single on the double.
I didn't know that.
Remember he had Thieves Theme. He had the song with his pops, Bridging the Gap.
And those are all singles from the what was
Bible.
Yep.
And then everybody was going crazy over Just a Moment. Who the hell is that? And on the original,
I remember the first time I heard it, I was just like, yo, where did this cat come from?
And the original one on the album had me singing the chorus first and the third verse. He was just on the middle verse. But when it got picked as a single and it started taking off, they cut my last verse in half.
Interesting.
Because I wasn't signed to Sony.
So they couldn't give you more than...
They wasn't trying to...
I feel you.
They wasn't trying to let me blow up too big and not have falls on me type shit.
Yeah. So I mean, outside of that, I mean, that's one big, and I honestly, I don't want to spend too much time on that just because it, you know what I'm saying, certain situations just is what it is. And you've done so many other things, you know what I'm saying? That's like you said, that's the beginning of your career. That's why I wanted to ask, you know what I'm saying, where you feel like that was. Because as I was looking into it, you work with Pusha T, you work with rapper Big Pooh, who's one of my all-time favorites. Little Brother is literally like, that's, I mean, man, Little Brother is like, you know what I'm saying, that's top tier.
Yeah.
So hearing anybody having the opportunity to work with them, and my, you know, so you're in the same arena with these cats, you know what I'm saying? Y'all in the same gym. That's dope. So like how were those experiences working with those cats?
Um, me and Little Brother met through some people, and it just so happens we were on the, well, at that time on the same label, I think. But I don't think things pan out for them either.
Mm.
You know, we all initially thought, but all of us kept going, you know, kept independent and kept grinding our own ways. I know for me, um shout out to Pusha, man. Uh
For sure. Definitely shout out Pusha T.
all a part of my musical journey, man. Um all a part of my musical journey, man. And I'm thankful. Um and I'm just striving, man. I mean, I pray and I hope one day that music is all I have to do for real. You know what I'm saying?
For
And
sure.
my money and my investments to work for themselves.
And that's kind of what I'm glad you said that. That's a good segue. So what are you doing outside of music? So I know, I mean, I know you got a bar. I mean, we were talking about it a little bit before, but I mean, you got a barbershop, you got the salon, you got the lounge, you got I mean, you doing everything. Like you got your
Um,
hands, like you kind of like an octopus type going on,
yeah,
right?
it's a blessing. It get heavy too. Um, I'm just always trying to. I cut hair. That's like if I wasn't doing music. You know, I like cutting hair. That's something I genuinely like doing. So if I'm gonna work, you know what I'm saying, I want it to be something that I find joy and pride in, some kind of
Sure.
adrenaline, you know, um, and the fact that I could talk to people and help impute whatever knowledge, wisdom, and understanding God put in me and pay it forward like that. Ain't nothing like seeing, you know, a brother come in and he beat down. You know what I'm saying? World
Right.
down, man. And you know, all he been doing, man, is working and going home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Working, going home. Working, going home. You know what I'm saying? Might have had a newborn, whatever the case is, but he's scruffy, goddammit. He's scruffy. And he come in and he like, bro, man, listen, man, I just want to sit and talk to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Get me right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to see the life in him after he's sharp. And he say, oh man, I can't wait to go home and put on my shit.
It's
You
a
know,
different confidence, man. It's a different confidence that
you know,
barbers are a pillar in the community. I mean, a pillar in the community. I mean, shout out to the beard boss out there in Dallas, Texas. Shout out to the beard boss. I remember I walked to this cat's. I'm not to cut you off. But I walked to this cat's a barbershop for the first time, and literally I was in there for about an hour and a half between listening to him talk to the person who was in the chair before me, and then him talking to me. He had me in there realizing life. Like I was like, God damn, like this cat was really, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't just what he was saying, it was what he was listening to. It was the way that he was listening, it was the way that he was addressing certain things and
yeah,
answering those questions. Like barbers are pivotal.
and like just the vibes. I mean, I know dudes that come, man, and they just be like, man, I'm gonna get a goddamn 6-pack. I can't wait till after hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And man, bro might come in here, he done argue with his wife. His baby mama might be keeping his kids from him. He ready to crash out. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we got a real brotherhood around here, man. Like, you ain't coming through here with that shit. And we got,
Yeah.
whoa. No. Sit your ass down.
Relax for a second.
Because Because each one teach one, reach one, and iron sharpens iron.
Facts.
And that's my thing. You know, I know a lot of people that stand on the soapbox and probably feel like I should probably do it more because I speak on street shit so much.
Yeah.
But I was always a good guy, bad guy. I was always a good bad guy, kind of. What I mean by that is, yeah, I was in the streets, but I was a good guy. You understand what I'm saying?
So you because there, yeah, I feel what you're saying. There's a certain level, like if you're in the streets, you could be almost like on a level of evil. Like there's a certain level where it gets to
In there. I've
for
been
sure.
that person.
For
And
sure.
if you fuck with me the wrong way, that's what you're gonna get.
What you say? Give respect to get retarded.
That's what you're gonna get. You understand? Like, and that's the realest shit ever.
Yes, sir.
My heart is big as this building, man. My love, my trust. You know what I'm saying? Ain't fuck with, bro. Like, leave me alone. If you can't respect this shit, leave me alone. Because if I love you, I stand on front line with you. You know, half the shit that I got in coming up, man, was behind coming to the aid of one of my partners, man. You know what I'm saying? Or yeah, like a lot of situations have been because of family members. Like, you're not gonna disrespect my sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't going.
Yeah.
And for me, I had to learn. I had to get to a point where not even they shit is gonna take me away from my kids, bro.
Then they're number one. They're number one for you.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like, because who they got? Until they ass get grown, until I know I've given you the toolbox that I could, with the gems of life in it, to carry you through and sustain you, not enable you. Like Earthquake said, man, once you've grown, I'm no longer the provider. I'm the advisor. Hey, man, this is the shit I would do if I was
you.
You
Should do. Big facts. There is no more telling.
You see what I'm saying?
I like that. Yeah.
But good guy, bad guy, man. You know,
so I mean, tapping into that good guy, bad guy, I think this is a really good segue, actually. So the Andre recent biopic. So just to make sure that I'm right, so the name changed. It's called Wide Open now.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Foolishly in Love, right? At one point in time,
might have been, but
okay.
He wrote a book, Wide Open.
Got you. Oh, so it's based off the book.
Yeah. So
you playing? So you in that movie in that biopic, I already know Thug Life, Tupac. Like, so when I read that, like, that was crazy, because I mean, for one, there's not too many people that you could see playing Tupac, right? And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it 100. When I first I was like, I don't know. And then my wife looked at it, she was like, "Hey, you look just like Tupac." And I was like, oh shit, he kind of do. I had to, like, you know what I'm saying?
You know what it is? Look, it be this shit.
It changes everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my complexion,
I think that too.
It throw people off, like, because he was darker than me.
Yeah.
But
so, I mean,
and my voice, me and him, we got a similar voice. I got a rasp on my voice, and I think that and the energy that I brought to the casting.
And I was gonna say, how did that go? Like, how was that casting call? Like, do you feel like you just kind of shit on everybody else, or was it kind of like a close lineup?
I don't even know if nobody even came for Tupac.
Word. That's a blessing.
I think they see me and they was just like, "Yo, that's it," because I can't put my bandit on this shit.
That's and what's up.
I actually, I did 3. I did three little improvs and shit. I did they had a coach, a drunk stepfather, and Tupac. So I did Tupac first, and then I did a drunk stepdad and a drunk angry bitter stepdad, and I did a
coach.
A coach, yeah.
That's wild though, but the land of role, like playing, you know what I'm saying, a monumental role like Tupac. And honestly, you know, when I saw that, like it made me go look more in detail to, you know, well, kind of more so of a refresher of who Andre Reeson was and every, you know, how he was how all that was tied in. Cause I was like, Tupac,
man,
Andre.
He's a kid that came up, he came up tough too. You know what I'm saying? He came up on the street. Yeah, I learned a lot about a lot. I guess I would say I had a small but big role because I shot for like 2 or 3 days.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I yeah, definitely, you know, enough to where people would be like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You gonna make a splash for sure. Cause you were in the I can't remember the name of the other podcast, and I meant to write it down so I can give them a shout out. But the last time I saw you would do the interview, and they were talking about your relationship or the potential or the could have been relationship with 50 Cent back at the time when all the stuff was that, and it was like I could see you being in Power. And as soon as he said that, I was like, yo, I really can't see you being a character in Power for real, for real.
I hopefully, man, I run across 50 one day, man. We had a good time, man. Good rapport, man.
For sure.
I almost signed to 50 before Nas, actually.
So how is that like when you come to like, you know, when it comes to, you know, if you had any type of advice for any up and coming artists right now, and say they that guy and they drop that shit, that guy, everybody's looking at him, and they have the 50 Cent, the Jay-Z, and I'll be more realistic. They got the Yo Gottis, they got the Boosies, and they got the, you know, I don't know, New Death Row trying to sign people or whatever. How would you suggest to them like figure out which way to go? You know what I'm saying? Like what kind of things would you have them sit with themselves with before they make that decision?
The game is so different now. The game is so different now. And like even if you get to that point, man, work hard, be patient, learn everything that you can about the business, and watch people track record. I think that matters. Because I think it was a combination for me and Nas, it was a combination probably of me being fresh out of prison and impatient. And maybe not understanding or seeing everything that he had already saw being in the game that long. But at the same time, it's like, it's weird, man, because I mean, it's just you got God just steps, man, and grind, because this shit get wicked.
Yeah,
you know, I'm always for breaking bread and doing fair business, and I think the fallout with me and Son was like maybe, I don't know, man. It's weird because I just felt like, why I give you 50% of my publishing, like just different shit that I stand on.
Do you feel like those things weren't explained?
Like it should. I mean, I sold you a record, a hit record. Like I didn't come to the camp not producing.
Yeah.
So I definitely understand you you protecting your investment and your brand. I understand that. But I also understand the importance of, man, taking care of your team, and to an extent where, you know, if I got a youngin, you know what I'm saying, 20 something, know he a street nigga, he's super talented. I think I don't know, man. You cuff him a little bit, but I don't know, cause I was different at the same time. But I tell you what, as long as I keep striving, right? Let's say, boom, when my time really come and people really catch up to what it is that God put in me, right? In the world, let's say, boom, let's say 2 Chainz, right? Like, and then it becomes the greatest story, one of the greatest stories ever told. And it all makes sense. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably would have been in the feds, bro. If I would have got all, like, a whole lot, like I got enough money to move and shake and make things work, but I'm talking
you
about
think you just would have went off the deep end?
multi-millionaire, and everybody around me fresh out.
Yeah, y'all would have been.
Like,
I mean, cause the only thing I think everybody gonna make, you always gonna make more money. That's you always gonna find a way to make more money.
But then, what these little niggas is now, like, you know, they really, really with the shit. I was really, really with the shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And up until I'm gonna tell you something though. You know why a lot of this shit is happening? God just spoke to me. See, when we was coming up in the game, it was only a few that was really with the shit. Remember? And it became a joke. See, it became the fad to be a gangster rapper.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all niggas wasn't gangsters and street niggas.
Somebody's
So then what happened is these youngins, if they wasn't gangsters, they got into doing gangster shit.
Just because they was talking about it.
That's one. But see what happened, if you watch, it flipped a little bit. And what I mean by that is, see, they started realizing, oh, shit. Oh, so when this shit happens and it's known, oh, we sell millions of records, it generates more money. Everybody like drama. Let's not be fooled.
Yeah.
Like, motherfuckers is crying for blood. It's human nature. Even the Bible say the origins of a man's heart is dark. You see what I'm saying? So now y'all want the real. So y'all start signing the niggas with that's into the shit. See, this shit ain't by design, bro. You only one of 3 people. You either don't know what the fuck happened, you just watching it happen, or you making it happen.
Yep.
You're only one of the 3.
Mm-hmm.
So see, if a motherfucker watching, oh, these motherfuckers is doing numbers with these videos and this buzz that they got, because everybody in the town is tuned in to what the fuck is going on between the East End and the South End, or the East End and the West End. You see what I'm saying? So they make a diss track, they with this shit. So now when you look,
they crashing,
and you got all of these, you got to think about it. Most of the niggas that's popping is into this shit.
Mm-hmm.
On this side of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what generates the most for hip hop. We're not talking about pop. We're not talking about niggas like Lazarus and Childish Gambino who are doing millions and billions of shit
elsewhere. Yeah.
Elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's like, but these little niggas, they with the shit, bruh. And now we got guns, drugs. We been traumatized.
So what do you think is gonna be? Do you think there's ever gonna be like a climax? Like, do you ever think it's gonna get to a point where it's just like, because I asked that question because, all right, so I grew up in Charlotte. Right? So right up the block from where you're at currently, right?
All through there.
Is it? Oh, you already know. You literally a couple hours up the road.
Man, I used to. Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like regardless of where, you know what I'm saying, where you came up, every place gonna have its own struggles, gonna have its own story, and can continue to have its own story.
Always.
So where do you think it's gonna end up? Like, where do you think we're gonna end up as far as the culture? Because
see, it's people that's with the hip hop culture that ain't trying to hear shit about no demon talk, bruh.
Facts. But not the majority though.
Why not?
Shit, because of the numbers. Because of the numbers.
But there's some rappers that's doing some numbers, bruh, that ain't into none of that.
For sure. I mean, you mentioned Childish Gambino. He's definitely a great example.
Chance the Rapper.
Example of that. Chance, but Chance the Rapper is also with the shits. I can't see Childish Gambino pulling up on nobody. I'm just gonna be honest. Chance the Rapper is also with the shits.
But Chance the Rapper probably ain't no pussy.
That's what I'm saying. Like he with it, yeah.
But he ain't with that shit though.
I see what you're saying. So you don't think he would? I got you.
Man. To say he with this shit,
I gave him too much.
It takes everything away from who he is.
It does kind of damage his. It does kind of damage his character a little bit.
Listen, it's the difference though. See, like every hood baby, every street nigga is different. I know street niggas that ain't with that gun shit, bro. Fuck them guns, man. Where is the money?
Facts. Facts.
I know street niggas that don't know how to get no money. That only got a reputation because of their gun.
Because they shoot. Same thing with gangs on different coasts. Because that's when out there I realized, being from the South, now living on the West Coast, and even in Northern California, it's like seeing the difference in kind of how people move. Because it's like we had gangs in the city, but as far as Bloods and Crips, like there was, there was people that claimed it or whatever, but there wasn't a whole bunch, at least at one point, popping. Like it was different shit that was going on. It was money movements that was happening in the South. It wasn't
affects shit.
You said music,
movies, like. But again, I'm gonna say this. Everybody could say we could talk about black on black crime, all that shit, right? But there's white on white crime. There's Latin on Latin crime.
For sure.
And you'd be surprised to know that some races of people kill themselves more than black folks. But guess what? They're going to advertise black on black so that when you see Tay-Tay walking down the street with a chopper or a shotgun, you're afraid. But see, little Timothy ass could ride right past you with an AR in his truck window and a Confederate flag, and they don't see him as a terrorist.
Hey, well, that's exactly why I shared that video of that little 12-year-old that went into that goddamn convenience store and robbed the convenience store at gunpoint. She was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Pow, yeah." I was like, "Nigga, what?" That shit had me fucked up. I was like,
and damn, they could listen though. Now, this is see, right is right, wrong is wrong. Let me tell you something. That little fucker couldn't even listen. That couldn't be me behind that counter.
Not at all. Listen, I could tell that motherfucker had a gun.
Bro, That motherfucker pulled that jump. He said, foul. Look, he looked away from her like this.
Listen, he paced back and forth for about 5 times with his hand in the bag.
After he shot it.
You know how quick a black boy would have been shot had he had paced the floor like that.
It jammed on him. He was like, so, but
his daddy gun wasn't even clean. That's some bullshit.
But